we are all in different zones. Yeah, some of them. So I want you to really share this work to as many people as possible. Yeah, because as I said, that some of them are here because they have experienced what therapy is and what therapy can do to you. And sometimes the transformation, because I practice somatic therapy and hypnotherapy, sometimes the transformation is one session transformation. You start off, and the next session, the person comes in and says, the whole attitude towards life has changed, right? And this is how it is. And there are, I have cases, and I'm going to talk about that right now. So there was this girl who came to me, and she's so down and out. Yeah, just and she was so down and out, a 30-year-old, and she's struggling with the relationships, and she had some issue with some relationship somewhere when you were as you grow up, and nothing too much about the just that she felt for that person, and that person went ahead and got married and all that, and she was so upset, so angry with that person, and she started developing all the negative thoughts. She used to develop like that. Whenever she was stressed, she would develop negative thoughts, negative feelings, and here also that was happening. And then she was suicidal, so much so that she kept becoming suicidal, feeling suicidal, having a lot of suicidal thoughts, lot of negative thoughts, self-reproachment, and all those things kept happening to her. And so much so that the mother and the father actually had to hit her, slap her, so that she can get out of it. But she just wouldn't. And guess what? Anyone can make a guess. Write down. How much do you think she spent on all this trying to figure out कि मेरे कुंडली में क्या है? I'm not against that. I'm too much of a astrology person also, so don't even take me wrong. Because I am, if you get the right kind of person, मुझे उसके against कुछ भी नहीं है और मुझे अच्छा भी लगता है. Yeah. And but at the same time, yes, someone too. Yeah, someone. I think this story has been told. And yeah, she spent 3.5 lakhs just to figure out कि बॉस मेरे वो बंदे को मैं वापस कैसे लेके आऊं. And this girl knew me. I said, boss, I'll give you one tight slap now. What are you doing? You don't have the money. You don't even earn properly. Your parents are earning me like सादा सीधा earning वाले लोग हैं. Yes, and we one session, and the next session she comes in and she says, my suicidal thoughts have just stopped. She went to the doctor, and the doctor said, I'm reducing the medicines. She was already taking the medicines for months together. So this is the magic that can happen when we are doing this work. Everyone can hear me?
Yes.
So this is the magic that can happen when we are working with this kind of people. Are you hearing me? And this is what you will be able to support, because you don't even know which friend of yours, which colleague of yours, which relationship of yours is going through bad times. And because we can't make out from the faces, everyone is smiling, everyone is laughing, everyone social media, Instagram, ta 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 ta. But you can make a difference, provided your intention is to make a difference. Now, how many of you really intend to make a difference to people? To make a real good difference to people? Yes. So you can do that, yeah, through this. बाकी जो आना नहीं चाहते हैं उनका हम कुछ नहीं कर सकते, but we'll try. Yeah. So, and this is just one of cases. I am talking about day in and day out, people coming in with business breakdowns, don't know where to go about, how to start off their careers, parents not talking to children, not talking to the parents. It's very painful for the parents, let me tell you that. Very, very painful. And with this, when we do something and they start talking, I had someone who came in and she was not talking to a friend for last 2 years. Crazy. And when I saw her, she told me, oh, my life is like this, my life is like that, and all that stress and all that. I said, what about your friend? She says, I don't talk to her. I said, go and talk to her first. And she Immediately there was a turnaround. She's saying we met after 2 years and everything, we started speaking, and I'm feeling as if I'm feeling so light. I said, that's the problem. It's not about depression and all that. You just got to get the right connect. How many of you with me? Look at your own lives, friends. If you have a problem with your mother, father, if you have a problem with your sister or brother or someone whom you feel close to, or you had close relationship but you got away for whatever reasons, do you feel good about it? No. Yes. No, you don't feel good. And the worst part is you don't even understand कि वो problem है. How many of you agree to this? तुम्हें
Yes.
नहीं पता है कि प्रॉब्लम वो है. You are बोला ना climbing the wrong bark, what wrong tree. You always try, oh, this is the problem, my business is a problem, my this is a problem. No, maybe I'm feeling low about something else. My work is a problem. And for all that you know, it could just be your relationship. And closer the relationship, worse the problem, let me tell you. How many of you agree to this? Right? And it is not necessary that I haven't met the person for 10 years. I
Yes.
haven't met. We stay in different countries. Doesn't matter. Does this make sense to all of you?
Yes, sir.
Yes. If you think, boss, you can get away and you do it is not going to affect you, it is not true. It does affect you. Okay, so it's time that we start taking stock of all these things, and that's why. And when we are doing this kind of therapies like somatic therapy, hypnotherapy, understanding, today I'm going to talk about something very, very powerful that is called transactional analysis. And I love this work, inner child work. And I do a lot of inner child work through somatic therapy. And what has happened is that it's become very, very quick. Sometimes one session, sometimes two sessions, sometimes three sessions. It just moves. And sometimes in the first session, person has got a grip of their life and sudden shift in their attitude, saying, okay, I can look at life differently. I'm feeling much more settled. Right? And then otherwise you're going around. And what happens? What's the difference with counseling? Like when you're doing a cognitive counseling or you're taking psychiatric medicines, though, okay, some of them very, 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 very minimal chances of healing. That is what I've seen because they're not working on the real cause. That's the only reason. They're working on the symptoms that is there or the disease name. So that is where it doesn't have an impact. Yeah. And there are people who come after 3 years, 6 years, 12 years, 13 years saying that, and sometimes I'm able to make a difference in maybe 3 sessions, 6 sessions, some of them 10 sessions, 12 sessions, which are holding on to very strongly. And some of them need because there's so much of breakdown. What happens is that if you're not dealt with it in time, it is almost like, आपका window sill hai and you have not cleaned it up for a long time. What happens? The layer becomes thick. Yeah. And then you haven't cleaned it up for a long time, it becomes thicker. Now to clean up, it takes a longer time. Yes or no? And then you will have to use soap because there is oil ka also dag. Then you have to do it 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. Then you have to do the Diwali cleaning. Then you'll have to call some urban clap and gush, 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 gush. And then it starts gleaming. How many of you understand this? Or are you with me? You with me? Right? So ऐसा होता है. So the more time you take, the more it becomes a breakdown. Okay, and let's go into understanding ये ऐसा क्यों होता है. Why people struggle. Why people struggle. So I'm going to share something directly from my workshop. Yeah. Very honestly, I didn't have time to put it together very honestly today. Both busy tha. And I just put it in the last one. So I'm giving you something directly from the workshop, but at the same time, I do a 5-day workshop on this, but I'm giving you something that is directly from the workshop, and it has been very powerful, very effective. This is called Back Home, Healing Your Inner Child Trauma. Yeah. I will be coming up with this workshop sometime or the other. I did it a long time back, but after seeing this, I'm interested to come back again. Yeah. And At the same time, if people are interested, there's more about this I'll talk later. Yeah. Okay. So let's look at this. Yeah, what I want you to do is that I want you to close your eyes for some time. What we are going to do some is called witness sensing. This is what I teach in core somatic integration. Yeah, core somatic integration is one of my workshops, which is I consider it one of the most powerful workshops, which everyone should learn. I tell I tell it to everyone, and I'm quite sure people who have attended it will definitely second it. So close your eyes, focus on your breath, sit back. We are doing a short one over here. Yeah. And now, as you breathe in, notice where do you feel the sensation of your breath in your body? Where do you feel the sensation of your breath on your body? And as you feel that, slowly, I want you to observe how the energy of your breath is showing up in different parts of the body. It could be comfort, it could be some pleasant sensation or unpleasant sensation. Yeah. And now pay attention to your breath at your nostrils and observe the breath coming in and going out at the nostrils. Do not analyze. And now feel the breath slowly moving into different parts of the body. Notice the sensations of your breath reaching different parts of the body. What kind of sensations are they? Just make a note, mental note. Do not analyze. There could be a lot of thoughts coming up. If you have any thoughts coming in, let them come and go. Do not analyze. And just bring your attention back to your breath compassionately, kindly, and to your sensations. Do not analyze. Whatever comes, let them come and pass. Do not analyze. Breathe in deep and breathe out. Breathe in deep and breathe out. Stretch yourself, move yourself. Open your eyes. Just write down how you're feeling, any kind of thought, feeling, memory that's come up. Or what, how are you feeling? Just type. Yes. I had some uneasiness towards the shoulder initially, after which I couldn't focus, ended up opening my eyes. Yeah, you should observe the uneasiness. More spacious internally, very good. Bit strange feeling in the stomach, very good. That could be anxiety. Yeah. Are you feeling anxious? Head was heavy and started relaxing, very good.
ये साढ़े आठ को ही अरे बाहर जाने के हैं। कितने बजे जाने
Very
बस
good.
खाना खा चुकी हूँ। अच्छा नहीं अभी
Relaxing, my legs started feeling cold. Yes. You have to observe that. Yeah. Feeling calm, relaxing, very good. So you notice I was feeling a little breathless and a little chest pain, but by end I was feeling calm and relaxed. Yes, very good. Felt calmness and also remembered a negative event. Okay, very good. So you notice just observing the body brings up so much, right? And this is one of the things that I teach, and I have been able to feeling relaxed. Yeah, Monica. I've been able to treat many, many, many cases with this psychological or physical disorders, diseases, acidity, migraines. Even I work with cancers using the same modality. A lot of relationship problems, I use this modality, and a lot of people have found major relief, major transformation in their attitudes towards their relationships and also in the businesses and all, because it's all about being with oneself, right? Because wherever you are, let me tell you, your world, the way it functions, it's only because that's how you function within. There's no difference, right? Yeah, the way your world functions, it's only that's the way you operate. Okay, Does that make sense, all of you? People think that there are inside and outside is different. No. That's why, and most of the people, what they do, they are trying to resolve everything outside, and that's why they're stressed, they're worried. You just got to, I call it the 2 by 6, yeah, 2 by 6. उसको हैंडल करो, तुम्हारा लाइफ सेट रहेगा. We are trying to handle businesses, work. Of course, you got to do whatever is required. But all that, your business and your relationship is only what is coming over here. How you operate over here. Is that clear? If you can manage this, you can manage that. And you can attend all the workshops. This is how you do business. This is how you do this. This is how you do. I can guarantee you it doesn't work like that. That's why it works only that 3 or 4 people or the 3 or 4% who are ready for that at that moment. For rest of them, they're only struggling, but it works for them maybe after a year. Because all these other things have to be resolved. Is that clear, everyone? And I'm talking from my personal experience. I was doing this thing about my work and trying to set it up, and I was struggling because I was so confused about everything. And now it started falling in place, and I started realizing all this time, all that effort that I put in, the money that I put in, it felt like a waste initially. Ki why I'm doing it? I knew that I was not doing whatever was required. Spent a lot of money, and then now it's falling in place. And now when people say, "Oh, please join," I say, "I don't want to join." As simple as that. Because now I know what is to be done, and earlier I paid a price for the confusion to become clear. Does this make sense? And it took good amount of time. But many people say, "Oh, but I am not getting okay." Why? That's because that part of you has to get okay. And that part is also called the inner child part. वो जैसे पहले behave करता था ना, वैसे ही अभी behave करते हैं whenever there is a situation. Is that clear, everyone? Right? So let's move ahead and I'll show you I want to ask you certain questions. That's why I'm putting up this. So this is my PowerPoint. I'm quite sure everyone can see this. Okay. This is the workshop thing, as I said. Na? This is what we did just now. And yeah, there are certain presuppositions that I use in this. And this means it's where you come from. Yeah. That I am perfect, whole, and complete. I am okay. Just say it to yourself as is there on the board. I am perfect, whole, and complete. I'm okay. And just notice how it feels. I am capable to think, act, and to change. Because this is exactly what happens when the inner child plays up. You generally feel I'm not perfect, I'm not complete, I'm not okay, I'm not capable. Past decisions can be changed and new decisions can be made. Yeah. And this is what we'll leave. Okay, I want to ask these questions to all of you. Yeah. I want you to write down in your book, or yeah, or once I complete, write down which all applies to you. 1, 3, 5, 8, whatever. Okay, answer in yes or no. More yes, the more wounded the inner child at different ages. First of all, let's just look at where all you see the yes. Yeah, whatever comes in first. Okay. So first is I experience anxiety and fear whenever I contemplate doing anything new. Yeah, just put it down in your book, yes or no, or write number one. Whichever is yes, write one. Yes only. No ko chhod do. I am people pleaser. I am a rebel. I feel guilty when I stand up for myself and would rather give in to others. I feel guilty when I have to say no to someone. I feel I continually criticize myself for being inadequate. I consider myself a terrible sinner and I'm afraid I'm going to hell. Oh, you don't need to be afraid. You're already in hell. I am rigid and perfectionist. I'm driven to be a super achiever. How many of you like that? super achiever. I have sleep disorders. I'm an addict to anything, substance or non-substance or addict to people. I'm isolated and afraid of people, especially authority figures. I avoid conflict at all costs. I get into frequent conflicts with authority figures. I am often accused of being stingy with money, love, showing emotions or attention. I'm often excessively critical of other people. I have a profound fear of abandonment and being alone, and I do anything to hold on to relationship. So I've put down certain like a few here, but rest of it I haven't put. Yeah. So I want you to write down how many of them are applicable to you. Yes. Oh, so 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 13, 15, 17, all लिख दो. 2, 5, 6, 1, 5, 12, 13, 14. Have you got it? So all this is yes. Okay. Now, when this comes up, it means the more it is, the more wounded the inner child is. Okay. So, if at all this applies to you, you think this is right, that the more it is there, the more the inner child is playing up. Yes or no? If it applies to you, write yes. Make sense? Simply with one questionnaire, we are able to make out yes. Right. Except 11 and 16. Yes. So, the more it is, the more you are struggling with inner child. That means wounded child. Yes. 1 to 5, 9, 14. Yes. Very good. 2, 5, 17, 13. Yes. 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13. Yes. So almost all. So you see, and remember, I have given you a small questionnaire only till now. There's a whole lot of it. Yeah. Which makes a lot of sense. When I was doing it, it really helped me understand myself. And let me tell you one very positive point. Yeah. How many want to hear this positive point? Yeah, I'll share this. So when I was doing this, I started feeling happy because for me, almost there are many of them. Abhi dala nahi hai, but there were so many of them, and almost everything applied to me. Almost everything. But the happy part was that when I started reading it, I noticed how many of them I have overcome. It's more than 80 to 85% I've overcome. And the more I overcome, the more happier I am, the more accomplished I feel, the more I'm able to do all this work. Are you getting me? The more earlier when I used to do this work, I used to say, oh God, I'm trying to impress people, I'm trying to do this, I'm trying to do that. So there is a secondary, like second person inside my head who's talking. मैं यहाँ बोल रहा हूँ वो यहाँ बोल रहा है ए बस हो गया चल भी सबको फंसा रहा है क्या तू and I'm thinking boss no ये मेरा दिल का है like 20-25 years if I'm doing this मजाक नहीं है यार I've been doing free talks for 20-25 years but that thing inside me is talking. How many of you experience this with yourself? Like you're doing something and something else also say, hey boss. पीछे से कुछ बात चल रहा है. You want to do something and you say, oh, I will what do you call it? Crush it बोलते हैं ना? है ना? तन्मय क्या बोलते हैं? Crush it बोलते हैं ना? Yes, I'll crush it. और क्रश करने के पहले पीछे से बोलते चलना बहुत हो गया तेरे से कुछ होने वाला नहीं है how many of you like that there's a self doubt coming in right and you know you're very good but there's a part of you which says no you will not be able to make it you will lose it and also let me tell you this is not new to you you've been having it for years 10 years 15 years 20 years how many of you agree with me मेरे को तो ऐसा लग रहा था I was born with it because I don't even know कि कभी मैं I was free of it So also why I'm so happy doing this work with all of you, whenever I share with my clients also, the reason is that, well, I've been able to crack the code. I've been able to overcome a lot of these problems. And one of the reasons I was able to do it was I I I I did transactional analysis in 2013. It gave me a name to a lot of my problems. A simple name: parent, adult, child, games, racket feelings. Is that clear? It gave a very simple name. Then I started understanding, oh, this is what is happening between me and my parent. Not parent, parental figures. Oh, this is where I picked up this energy from. ये मेरा नहीं था. In 2004, when I became very anxious, मुझे तो लग रहा था कि बस ये problem है. It was there in the medical college also. I had irritable bowel syndrome. I did. But then when I realized that my mother is a very anxious person, I just downloaded it. By फुकट में मिल रहा है ले लो. और मम्मी दे रही है यार. पता ही नहीं चला. How many of you can connect to this? Like many of your behaviors are like your mother's or father or your uncles and auntie, especially the bad ones. अच्छा वाला भी है लेकिन दिखता नहीं है. Then I saw something very beautiful. Was I used to have a troublesome relationship with my father. The trouble was me because he never had a problem. I had a problem. I realized it much later that he had never said anything to me. Never. कुछ नहीं किया था उसने. But I used to be upset with him all the time. And when I realized it, I realized that my calmness also comes from him. He was a very calm person otherwise. And then I realized, God, this guy gave me the greatest gift of lifetime. और मुझे पता ही नहीं चला. And I was angry with him. And I took all the anxiety from my mother. And I was in love with her all the time. Are we together? And when I did transactional analysis, it started falling in place. Inner child, if you want to learn inner child, how many of you are therapists over here or doing some coaching business? Anyone? Or you're into coaching or you're taking therapies? Coaching, healing, therapy, training. Yeah. If you are doing inner child work, which we'll have to do, yeah, Monica, yeah, which you will do. If you haven't done transactional analysis, I will say that your coaching, your inner child, your therapy work will always fall short. I can give it in writing. Because post this and before this, the whole world changed. Okay. So let's understand inner child first. So what is inner child? Inner child, just as the if you have to define it, like the way John Bradshaw, who's written this book called Homecoming, उनके हिसाब से मैं बता रहा हूं. He writes the inner child is the creative, the spontaneous, loving, trusting, confident, and spiritual part of us that may have gotten lost or learned to hide earlier in life due to feelings of fear and shame stemming from experiences of trauma and betrayal. Because of some kind of trauma, some kind of betrayal that happened in childhood. Now, not necessary that it actually happened, a betrayal, but you feel it because you're a small child. You're just a 3 month or a 2 month or a newborn child, and the mother is busy somewhere cooking food, and the mother doesn't come because the child is yelling now for food, thinking that अगर मैं मेरे को खाने को नहीं मिलेगा, मेरे को I don't get milk, I will die. Survival है ना बच्चे का तो. and the mother is taking some 2 minutes. For the child, it's like, oh God, betrayal. हो सकता है. That's why you don't know when it starts. Are you getting it? And the earlier it is, the worse it is. The earlier it is, the more difficult it becomes also. Because after that, lot of layers also form. Okay, so now and then feelings of fear and shame. Most of the times, it's feelings of fear, shame, and embarrassment that we are struggling with. Most of our anxiety comes from there. How many of you understand this? How many of you can relate to this? All that what we don't do or we do, I just couldn't understand all this, very honestly. Why I was feeling so embarrassed about myself, about my body, about my looks, about my studies. I just couldn't understand. And I was so sure there's something wrong with me. Till the time I cracked it. And when I cracked it, it made sense. And suddenly I'm free of, I don't feel that. But people used to say, Rajiv, you walk around so confident. Tekho to kya maza? But internally I was that scared, small child, hurt, scared of people. How do I approach? How do I look into their eyes? Oh God, it's so difficult. Now, how did the child get traumatized? As I said, see, most of the times, who can traumatize you? Or whom can you get traumatized by? Someone whom you trust. Yes or no? Like I have a lot of people, a lot of my clients ask this question. But doctor, ऐसा क्यों है कि that person can hurt me so much? I said because the person is closest. But how come only close people hurt you? I said obvious. If someone who doesn't know you is not in your radar, you don't even know what's happening to them. What they don't know what's. How can that person hurt you? They cannot hurt you. We read so many things in the newspaper, so many deaths, so many suicide. कितना effect होता है हमें? We just put it aside. Yes or no? But a small thing happening to someone who's very close, or you not getting good marks and your closest friend gets good marks, कितना तकलीफ होता है ना? All the first rankers are like, oh yes, yes, बहुत तकलीफ होता है यार, second आया था, है कि नहीं? So that is how it is, right? So somewhere you trusted the person and the person broke your trust. Now remember one thing, trauma is not what has happened to you. People think that trauma is that उस दिन मैं ट्रॉमेटाइज हो गया क्योंकि मेरे साथ ये हुआ. Trauma is not what happened with you or what happened, the event. Trauma is what lurks inside, what is there inside you. That heartbreak, that pain, that shock, that emptiness, that numbness, that blankness, that shudder, that inability to handle things now, that tremble. That is the trauma. Are we together? Is this making sense? So change your definition. Trauma is not that, oh, but in 2007, 2004, on that day, I was traumatized. Yes, because of her, because of him, because of that event. Oh, that was an event. The way you felt, because there are some people, the same event doesn't affect them. They can walk past. Is that clear? The same breakdown in the family of 10 people, there are 8 people who don't get affected. One of them is like totally depressed, another one becomes very anxious. And maybe 5 of them, 6 of them, they don't even talk about it. That's not affecting them. They're talking about something else. Is it clear? And not remembering doesn't mean that you're not traumatized. Huh? by the way. Not remembering certain things doesn't mean that you're not traumatized. Okay. And when you are traumatized, it just doesn't stay there. It spreads like a ripple into other parts of your life areas. So you got traumatized in this area, maybe with your family member, or with your spouse, or with your friend, or something bad happened. Now it just doesn't affect that relationship. It starts impacting your work also. It impacts your health also. It impacts your focus, your discipline, your business. You cannot make decisions. How many of you can relate to this? Yes. People who are behind your names, not on video, give me a thumbs up. Yeah? अच्छा लगता है. Yeah. Good. 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 Oh, lots of them. Okay. So now it's so don't think that it happened here, so it has to impact here. No. It happened here, but it takes over your whole being. And over a period of time, if you're not dealt with it, you're not gone to a therapist, you're not gone to a healer and not healed it appropriately, then it builds on itself. Many of them feel depressed for years together. Many of them, they feel whatever I do, it is not falling in place. How many of you like that? Many of them, like me, who said that anything I do is wrong. Anything I do is wrong. और मजे की बात है, the most right things I would make it wrong. Because the anxiety was so much that I would end up making a mistake. Just to prove to myself, to justify that belief that I am wrong, that I am not adequate, that I am less, that I'm small, that I'm inferior. Others know it better than me. How many of you can relate to this? Self-sabotaging, right? Yes. और मजे की बात है हमको पता ही नहीं चलता कि वी आर डूइंग इट. It happens and then we open our eyes and हो गया. And then we are ready for the next one. We are getting ready for the prepare ourselves for the next breakdown. And you know that you are heading towards the breakdown, but you can't stop yourself. Like I have a lot of, I would say, girls coming in, women coming in. Why women? Because most of them are women in my clinic. Yeah, not men don't come in too much. They say, I knew that this relationship was going to go bad. I knew that. Like, I want to be there. I don't know why. I was getting that attention, and they spoil it. And sometimes it's a matter of few days, weeks, and sometimes it's a matter of years. They just go on feeling so low about themselves over there. Does this make sense? Many of them live in the marriages like that, by the way. I was just making a podcast, a reel just now. Yeah. And in that, I was talking about relationships. And I was the thing I was saying that when you're in a relationship, as you get close in a relationship, there's something going wrong in the relationship, right? But if you actually notice, the feelings that you have in the relationship is something that you already had earlier. This relationship only magnifies those feelings or brings it up. Does this make sense? Like if you're feeling low, if you're feeling that I'm being treated unjustly, unfairly, or you're feeling that I'm scared, or you're feeling that I'm not prioritized, I'm cheated. ये पहली बार नहीं हुआ है तुम्हारे साथ. How many of you agree with this? छोटे छोटे 20-20 साल के बच्चे लोग हाथ उठा रहे हैं. क्या रे तन्मय, बच्चे लोग को दांत नहीं निकला, बराबर से मूछ नहीं आया, उन लोग हाथ उठा रहे हैं. हमारे को बहुत एक्सपीरियंस है. बड़े लोग को बोलने दे थोड़ा. But all of us are in the same boat, by the way. It's on the first. Right? And some of them are very experienced, like me. Mistake ke piche mistake, mistake ke piche mistake, because it doesn't fall in place. But the only thing I'll tell you, all of you, how many of you want to know the secret of resolving this? Yeah. The only way to resolve this is to be in a space of self-reflection. Are you getting it? You got to go inside. Journaling and all that plays a huge role in this. Journaling and all play a huge role in this. But sitting down, reflecting what's happening, and that's where all these workshops like core somatic integration, transactional analysis, or taking support of a healer, a therapist, is very, very important. तुम अकेले नहीं कर पाओगे, because पकड़ में ही नहीं आएगा. It slips. Clear on this, everyone? How many of you think that you are getting some value out of this work today? Right? Value, right? You're getting value. Yay, Mandeep. Thank you. It's a big heart. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, very good. Asma, Tanmay, Beena, Neha. Very good, very good. See, it feels good because you know that your work is being validated. Yeah, feels good. So our childhood becomes a filter through which all the new experiences that are there should pass, must pass. This explains why some people choose the same kind of destructive romantic relationship, why some experience their lives as a series of recycled traumas, and why so many of us fail to learn from our mistake. Make sense? How many of you want me to read this? Want me to read it again? Okay, I'll do that. It's very good. I like this. Our childhood becomes the filter through which all new experiences pass. Are you? So the filter is created in childhood. This explains why some people choose the same kind of destructive romantic relationships. Why some experience their lives as a series of recycled traumas. Why so many of us fail to learn from our mistakes. Is it clear? The filter is set in childhood. And the child in you, that is what we call as the inner child, is very, very powerful. The earlier it is, the more powerful it is, because that's the subconscious. And what you are trying to do, you are trying to resolve it consciously. Like the same example I would give, the dead rat is in the basement and you're cleaning up your kitchen. Are we together? Or you have a problem in your marriage and you're trying to resolve it with an extramarital affair. I generally tell people in my core somatic workshop, you cannot resolve your marriage problems by having an extramarital affair. You can never do it. Does this make sense? It is only meaning that koi bhi cheez ho. Extramarital is not, when you learn family therapy, extramarital is not just about having a relationship with a person. It can be with TV, It can be with newspapers. You keep watching TV, and just because you want to avoid your partner or someone in the house, that's also an extramarital affair. That's called triangling. Yeah. ये सब जानोगे ना तो बहुत अच्छा रहता है, आपको फायदा होता है. It helped me a lot when I started understanding all this. Because I started knowing what am I doing? मैं कर क्या रहा हूँ? What am I trying to avoid? I was just trying to avoid the hurt, the shame, the fear. Okay. Let me also show you one model which is very, very important now. So we are made up of three parts as we grow up as per transactional analysis, and that is called the ego states model. I'll just share this. Can you all see this? So when we are doing a workshop now, we'll actually break down everything. Everything I break down, and then we'll understand where it is coming from. But यहाँ पे बड़ा बड़ा मोटा मोटा दे रहा हूँ. So if you notice यहाँ पे, you can see this. So ego states model, there is this. First you see there is this parent right on top, the red one. The now parent is divided into two parts. One is called the critical parent and one is called the nurturing parent. The critical parent is the parent who has been critical, like your mother, father, uncle, auntie, teacher, anyone can be a parent. Yeah, or even the people who you get influenced by, like a movie actor, cricketers, celebrities, whatever. So or a elder brother, sister, they can be your parent, or you perceive as parent because you are small. And there are two types. One is called critical parent, second is called nurturing parent. Now the critical parent can be, the critical parents are critical, admonishing, reproaching, putting down, beating, abusing, damaging, they are all disciplining, they are all critical parents. Nurturing is the one which nurtures. Yeah. Now, generally, amongst partners, amongst parents, one of them is a little more nurturing than the other. Both of them could be nurturing. One could be little more nurturing. One could be. One of them is more critical than the other. Some of them, sometimes I've seen both the parents being very, very critical, very, very damaging. Yeah. They are not happy within themselves. They keep fighting, and the child gets damaged. So that for that child, this is the critical parent. Now there is something called the below, if you see in blue or purple or whatever, that is called the child. The child is again divided into two parts. One is called the free child. That is what we are born with. The child is always free, happy, joyful. And as the child grows up, in reaction or response to the parenting, the child becomes an adapted child. Now, if you notice all that what you learned sometime back, or you said yes to, yeah, all the inner child, that is all adapted child problems. Yeah. Now, some of the behaviors are very, very important. They are required. That is called, like, you reaching some place on time, or you paying attention to certain things, not crossing the road when the traffic is on, or when someone is talking, or your teacher is talking, you sit and listen or make notes. So they are all important. They also adapted child behaviors, but they are healthy behaviors. Or when you're eating, you eat in a particular way. That's all adapted child behaviors, but they are healthy. Some of them are not healthy, like becoming very nasty or hurting others, or being extremely jealous of others, or 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 like nowadays you will notice some children, they scream, yell if they're not given the mobiles and all. So that becomes a negative adapted child behaviors, right? Or becoming harmful in some way. Now in between there is an adult. The adult is the reasoning one, the rational one, right? Now as we grow up, what we are developing is the adult. But many of them, because of the struggle between the critical parent and the child, adapted child, they are not able to develop the adult in them. And that is where there are people who are trying to rationally live their lives. They are not able to live their lives rationally. They are confused, or they are struggling, or they have these behaviors that they carry since childhood, right? Some of them very critical, some of them very disciplining, some of them very hurtful, some of them get violent, aggressive, abusive. All these are childhood behaviors which have grown up, but the adult is not able to manage it. And most of us live our life like that till our deaths. And many of them are seen as normal in day to day life also. बोलेगा नहीं बचपन से ऐसा है. नहीं, but then when he gets angry or she gets angry, she throws a tantrum, or maybe sometimes can be harmful, can be violent also. But ये बचपन से ऐसा है, and you take it as a norm, as a normal thing. No, it's not normal. That's because the adult is not developed very well. So it's time that you develop your adult, and this, if not developed, then it can keep creating lot of breakdowns in your health, in your relationship especially, and even in your uh, business. Even if you see in corporates, a lot of people are trying to be controlling, critical, politics and all. These are all parent figures. They are like the parent in them is very high. Now, where are this parent inside you? Where is this child and where is this adult? They are all inside you. And the way you saw your parents, sorry, the way, and I'm given my example of my mother and father, that is my parent ego state. Okay. And the child in me is the child, how I was, how I reacted or responded to my parents. Like I told you, I would get upset with my father, so that is my adapted child. I would feel very close to my mother. That's my child in me, my adapted child. And I like to play, I like to make noise, I'll keep whistling, I have my own thing, I'll keep reading. That's all my free child. At the same time, I want to read so that I can come get higher grades. That's my adapted child, so that I can get attention from my parents. Is this clear, everyone? Right? C, clear. Yeah. So now, sorry, today my throat is slightly, I don't know, in the evening it started acting up. Clear on this, everyone? And yeah, which one you want me to explain again? Yeah. So what I'm saying, I'll just give an example. Okay. So you have certain behaviors that you have like your parents. Yes or no? So write down in your book the behavior you have like your parent, like your mother or your father or your uncle or your auntie or your teacher or your anyone. Like I told you, I was anxious like my mother. I would be very over caring like my mother. So that's my parental ego state. Is that clear? Yeah, I would also react very fast if at all things don't go my way. She used to also react fast. I would also react. So that's my parental ego state. Are you getting me? At the same time, she was very caring. I am very caring. I'm very, very family person. Is that clear? My father is a very quiet, was a calm person when he was calm, and he would keep reading, and I keep reading a lot. Sorry. Is this clear, everyone? So you can write down certain aspects of your from your parents. That's your parent ego state. Now look at, as a child, as you grew up, there were certain responses towards your parents, the way they behaved to get their attention. Some of you behaved like a joker. Some of them were very serious. Some of them were very studious. Right? Some of them became rebellious. That is all child ego state. Is this clear? And the child ego state is in response to the parental behaviors to get their attention and their love. बहुत simple है. Free child is like अपने में मस्त में रहता है. That's what how you are born. So when you are with your friends, not thinking, the close friends, mostly you are in your free child state. If you are showing up, you are showing because you want to get their attention, then you get into adapted. Same thing becomes an adapted state. Is that clear? Or you laugh loudly and not for attention, but just doing it. That's a free. Even a free child can do it for attention. You see, when children they are growing up, what they do something and then they look at the parents. Is the parent looking? And then they repeat those behaviors because they know that is their parents. The children who are growing up and they do something, they get angry, and the mother says or the father says, no, 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 and then they say, nahi jaane do, de dete. The child will repeat that behavior, and that's how they become the ones who become very arrogant and I want it my way, stubborn, because the parents are giving it. Is that clear? So you understand this, and then the adult, if not developed, then you have problems. Because generally, either you are in the critical parent state, or in the parent state, or you are in the child state. And some of them are very, very nurturing also, because my mother was very nurturing, and I have to become like my mother, because then only I get attention from my mother. Is that clear? Or my father loves my mother a lot. So if I do like my mother, my father will love me a lot. This is a permutation combination होता है. So once you start understanding, it becomes easier. That is where transactional analysis really helps. Yeah. So this is some things about the. We'll stop over here, and I'll take some questions. First of all, out of 0 to 10, how much of value you got on this? Just write it down. So I know you're doing well. I'll be bringing this top. Oh, thank you, 11. Thank you, Bhavna. मेरा सच्चा दोस्त है ये. पुराना दोस्ती. Okay. 10, 10. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Manju. 10. Melina, 10. Thank you. So, thanks a lot. We'll be coming up with this topic again and again because it's a vast topic. But I really like this topic, and I know that I am able to do justice to this topic. The reason being very simple, because I know I have dealt a lot with my inner child work, coming from a area of being very scared, fearful, not being able to go into the dark, and all those things, and being able to overcome this fear of taking responsibility, fear of success, fear of failure. Dhire, 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 I've been able to overcome. And that is why I help, I like to, I teach this also. I like it. Okay, anyone and everyone, we can ask questions now. I'll put you on the screen. सब लोग साथ में हो जाएंगे तो अच्छा है. Yeah. Anyone has a question, please ask. Raise your hand otherwise. Is it clear? Yeah. So now tell me, what did you get out of this session? What did you learn? Open your mic and tell me. What did you learn out of this so that everyone gets to learn from each other? One or two things that you picked up. Yeah, go Chandana. What did you pick up? Everyone open your mics.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yes, lot of what sir has told, I have been aware of it in theory, but we usually just tend to learn information. But with what sir does, he gives tools and he gives uh, exercises so that we can actually access these things into practicality, right? So just knowing the information will not help. It might help to a certain extent, but in order to fully overcome uh, our traumas and our fears and our adapted behaviors because of these traumas and fears, we need to actually do these somatic works and the inner child healing works. And as Sir is coming up with transaction analysis work. So it's wonderful to know that there is an opportunity to actually come out of the traumas and fears that you have lived your whole life and to figure out what life would look like without this filter. So I'm very excited to see what that would look like.
Thank you. Okay, so and let me tell you, people who don't know her, this is Chandana is a radiation oncologist. She's a radiation cancer specialist. So ऐसी दिखती है ऐसे सादा सीधा ऐसा नहीं है. But someone who I met her last time, she in the workshop also, and someone who's very much interested in holistic work also. Yeah, so she's talking with her head on her shoulders. So thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Okay, who else? तन्मय तुम्हें कुछ बोलना था क्या? You had written something. Yeah, ask questions, huh? Please go ahead. Otherwise, we can close. In a library that's sharing over chat. What is that? Okay. Just wanted to say, I thought being silent is a good thing I have, but actually, whenever I was silent in childhood, my family members, especially my grandma, would keep asking me again and again, why are you so shant? After a point, just to get admission, I started being that way in a library. That's why sharing over chat. Okay, you can break it today. You can talk. It's as simple. Okay, you can always break that. See, remember one thing: what your parents gave you, you don't have to carry it as like a okay. Matlab, that's what we do. Okay, whatever I got from my parents, like my father said something, and I've been carrying it as if I cannot break that barrier, or I should not be doing it. So when we are doing transactional analysis, also a lot of shoulds and musts. There's a whole chapter on that. You need to break. Are you getting me? And a lot of us are living on shoulds. ऐसा ही करना चाहिए. Lot of these people who are into religion and politics and all this, lot of should. ऐसे ही होना चाहिए, ऐसे ही होना चाहिए. हम तो ऐसे ही पहनते हैं, हम तो ऐसे ही करते हैं. Haven't you heard all this? हमारे में तो ऐसा नहीं होता है. ये सब shoulds and musts है. आप नहीं बोल रहे हो, और कोई बोल रहा है आपके दिमाग, आपके जबान से. Mostly it's your community, mostly it's your parental figures. It's not you, but your teachers. Children are supposed to be quiet. Children are to be seen. What? Not to be heard. What was that? Yeah. Not to be seen. Oh, I don't remember this. Yeah. But are we together on this? Yeah. Any questions? In claustrophobia also due to inner child trauma? Yes, yes, yes. I had claustrophobia, that's why. I didn't have claustrophobia, I had fear of darkness. Yeah. Yes, Chandana, you want to say something?
Yes, sir. So I do personal sessions also with sir. And last time when I was with him, he happened to point out something that uh, could be the problem with me in my life, because of which a lot of my life looks the way it does. And he told me to just go back and talk to this person. And he also, through his workshops, just taught us how to listen to the body. Um, the last 10 days, what I have noticed post workshop and post sir's first session, a lot of my back pain, some tightness in the back, knee pains, and all these like tightness in the muscles have just reduced significantly. So just it goes to show how much trauma we are actually holding on without even realizing, and it is pretty wonderful to know that once you can like figure out and learn how to release this, the quality of your life would significantly improve, and the possibilities that can come with a good quality of life is actually quite exciting to like think about. So if somebody is considering or on the fence to do personal classes or workshops, even though it can be a little expensive, it really will help you, and it is worth paying a price in order to live a good life, I feel. So if anybody is on the fence, take this as a just a sign to like, really sign up for these workshops or like personal sessions with sir. It really helps.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So let me tell you also this thing about it might be a bit costly. It is not. Let me explain this to you. Yeah, all of you. People think costly. I want you to look at your life. 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. Some people have lived their whole life, 50 years. And a very mediocre, a compromised life. Now look at the cost you have paid to live that compromised life. Now try to understand it or kind of equate it with the kind of amount you pay. Like how many sessions you have come for, Chandra? One session. She's talking about one session. Are you getting it? So there are people who come in and they say कि डॉक्टर लेकिन बहुत महंगा पड़ता है. I said look at this, and if at all you live like this for next 3 years, then they're saying okay, if I'm earning 50,000 now, I should actually the kind of potential I have, I should be earning at least 2 lakhs. Then I say okay, so 1.5 into 12 कितना हो गया? 18 lakhs into 3 years or 2 years हो गया 36. उतना तो तुम मुझे दोगे नहीं. You have to equate it like this. And that's why I said I pay a lot for my workshops. I invest a lot, let me tell you, in my workshops. So people think that, oh, मैं ऐसे ही इतना अच्छा बोल देता हूँ और समझ के नहीं. Okay? ऐसा नहीं है. Yeah. Is feeling guilt and regrets part of trauma? Yes. Yes, Theo. Khyati, you want to say something? Bolo. You're mute. Acha, sorry. I have muted everyone. Yeah. Okay, now.
Yeah, hello, good evening.
Hi.
How are you, sir?
Wonderful.
So, had a long experience for my son with you, and every session was very fruitful and very, I can say, very productive. Real good results each session I had.
Thank you.
Not seeing the amount, but seeing the results that I got from
Yes.
you was amazing, really amazing. It was unbelievable. Where my son was just getting 50 and 55 he's started getting now 80 and 85 and 86% in his boards. So
Yes.
that all thanks to you. Thank you so much. Means a lot.
Thank you.
This is a real good investment for which I achieved my son's score, good percent at the board level.
Yes. And
Thank you.
what is he doing now? CFA कर रहा है या क्या है इसका plan?
No, he's planning to go for actual science.
Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. That's big one.
Yes.
It's a big one. Good.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very
I'll
much.
speak to you later.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. So you see, and also one more thing that I want to mention here. This child, Slok, when he came in, he was like typical 9th standard, 10th standard में कैसे होता है बच्चा. But when I spoke to him, he absorbed it like no man's business. He was paying attention, and suddenly there was a shift happening in him. So what I realized with many children, they just need someone to guide them, someone to tell them without making them wrong. And suddenly everything starts falling in place. Are we together?
Very
This
positive
child,
way you just transfer him in a very positive and in a very openness of mind that you transferred him. And now he himself willingly says, whenever he gets stuck anywhere, he remembers you.
thank
Let's
you.
go to Rajiv, sir.
Yeah, I remember. Thank you very much. So there's this other child who comes in who's bedwetting, 11 years old. And he's got ADHD, भागता रहता है. You can just imagine क्या परेशानी करता है. And very, very loving, very nice child. एकदम धमाल मस्त मौला है. Pre-child है, full. But for the parents, it's troublesome, let me tell you. हम लोगों को बहुत अच्छा लगता है कि माँ बाप के लिए क्योंकि and one session bedwetting came down 50%, 60%, 70%. Second session, third session, almost everything is reduced. bedwetting बहुत कम करता ही नहीं है. bedwetting तो बंद ही हो गया. But the teacher also started saying ये शांत हो गया है. कहाँ 3-4 सेशन और शांत होना उसका लाइफ बन जाएगा. Now the mother is saying, okay, now you can go for picnics overnights. Can you get that? That's so important at this age because now is the time when they start socializing. So this all can be done through the work that we do. Are we together? Okay, friends. So any questions anyone wants to ask? Okay, let me check. I wasn't feeling any baggage from the past today. Oh, great. Thank you, Gunjal. And thank you very much. Yeah, so Tio has asked, is feeling guilt and regrets part of trauma? Yes. Yeah, today's session was very freeing for me, sir. I have been taking sessions for a lot of years now, and today I felt like most of my issues are not there, and I'm more willing to release or drop whatever is not serving me. I've also taken sessions with you on inner child healing in the past, and today I just felt free. Thank you. Very good. Thank you. Okay, so we meet again next Monday. I'm going to send you. Hi, dear. I'm going to send you the